As part of our 360 commitment, we're listening to you. We are sharing multiple perspectives on complex stories.
And last week we shared the perspective of Colorado's newcomers in explaining why they're so valuable to our economy.
According to Stephanie Copeland at the Colorado Office of Economic Development, only 43% of people living here are natives. She says transplants come here not just for our natural beauty, but for jobs. And I hate to break it to you, but we need them.
Just in the tech sector, we have around 6,000 unfilled, high-paying senior tech jobs that are going unfilled.
6,000 jobs.
6,000.
So we need people.
We need people.
Well, it turns out people like to talk about the divide between natives and newcomers. We heard from dozens of you in response to that original report.
And Denver 7's Jacqueline Allen combed through your responses, and tonight she shares the story of one Colorado native comparing old Denver and new Denver.
It's the end of an era in Denver.
It was a pretty great era, too.
And for entrepreneur Dan Landis. His restaurants, Watercourse Foods, City-O City, and Make Believe Bakery are now Denver icons. But
back in 1998, it cost me $30,000 to open Watercourse.
These days, he says, add a zero to that, and you still can't open a restaurant here.
That kind of takes young entrepreneurs out of the picture.
Growing up, he remembers more snow, rowdier Broncos fans, and cheap housing for creatives like him. Now it's talk of Shake Shack and In-N-Out Burger, and he recently ordered ceviche at a Broncos game.
I see the growth and the outside influences bringing in these ideas from other locales that it's sort of like, where did Denver go?
He's not alone. Talking about newcomers, a fourth-generation Colorado native says, I hope one of them buys my house when I put it up for sale. The money I make will set me up good in the state I'm moving to. Nick wrote, newcomers have benefits, but with more people comes more traffic and more roadside trash. Newcomers stood up for themselves. Emily wrote, go back where you came from? Y'all, I moved here from Iowa. You couldn't pay me to go back.
I want to solve a new set of problems.
Dan has no problem with newcomers, but now he's sold his restaurants. And this native is packing up his family in the van he's converting and moving to Mexico. He owns a hostel there and is ready for a new adventure.
I feel like I'm leaving Denver better than I found it, and that's success for me.
And we wish him the best of luck in his travels. You know, this newcomer and change story really struck a nerve. And we heard from a lot of people just sort of shell-shocked by the pace of this change and feeling sort of out of place in the place that they've always called home. And I know, Ann, as a native, you've noticed that too.
It hurts sometimes, but I love having the conveniences too, right?
And Jacqueline and me here.
I know, me too.
Exactly. We're happy to be
you guys here.
That was fascinating. Iowa didn't fare well in your report.
No.
But, yeah, thanks, Jacqueline. Great stuff.
Thanks, Jacqueline.